Yeah, of the 30 students in a class, 8 surnames begin with A or O, and 18 begin with a consonant. No surname begins with any of the letters C, Q, U, V, X, and Z. Use this information to answer the question 19 and 20. So the probability that the surname of a student selected at random begins with a vowel. Remember, probability is number of items over total outcome. So you must first locate your total outcome in any probability. Now the total outcome here is 30. That is out of 30 students. So anything we'll do here must be over 30. Now the probability that the surname of a student selected at random begins with a vowel. Now from all the information given, so out of 30 students, 8 surnames begin with A or O. Remember, A or O is vowel. So vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So those are vowels. So now 8 student begins with A or O, and 18 begins with a consonant. Since out of the 30 students, and we know that for alphabets, all the 26 alphabets, you have vowels and consonants. Now, but the alphabet we have here, they told us that out of the 30 students that we have, 18 begins with consonants. Definitely, those that begins with vowels will be surname, that begin with vowel, will be equals to total number 30 minus 18. That is 18 begins with consonants. So if I remove the 18 that begins with consonant from total number, then the remaining will be the surnames that begin with vowel. So 30 minus 18 is 12. So that means 8 begins with vowel. So now probability of surname that begin with vowel now. Probability of surname begin, so I'll just short it with vowel, will be equals to number of surname that begin with vowel 12 over total outcome 13. Remember that 12 is the remaining. If you remove people that surname that begin with consonants from the total class, that means the rest will begin with vowel. Since in alphabet we have vowels and consonants. So now reduce this. What can go here? 6 here, 2. 6 here, 5. So the answer is 2 over 5. So D is correct for that one. So now let's say number 20. Number 20. The probability that a surname selected randomly begins with E or I. Remember, vowels are A, E, I, O, U. But according to the question, no surname begins with C, Q, U, V. So that means if I'm considering this vowel, I will remove U because no surname begins with U. Why I'm not considering the consonant tone, that is the C. So I'm not talking about the consonant, that is this C or Q or this, because they are just 30 students and they told us 18 begins with consonants. So normal. So far 18 begins with consonants. So it can't be, all this one cannot be parts of those students. So we just remove that 18 from total. So it means 12 begin with vowel. So we've done that one. So now, they now say how many surname selected at random now begins with E or I. And remember from beginning, we have 8 surname begins with A or O. So remember now that surname that begin with vowel in that class is 12. That is total number minus 18 that starts with consonant. So 12 begins with vowel in that class. So total number of students that their surname begins with vowel are 12. Now out of these 12, there is no surname that will begin with U. Yeah, meaning this one is not part. So what I have in this vowel are those surnames that have A that begins with either A, E, I or O. So U will not be part. But from here they told us that 8 surname begins with A or O. So if 8 surname begins with A or O, so I can actually know the surname that begins with E or I. That is, I will say surname that begins with vowel 12 minus surname that begins with A or O, that is 8. So A or O, that is it. So it remains surname that begins with E or I. So surname that begins with E or I now is 4. So the probability now of surname that begins with E or I, so will be equals to 4 over 30. Remember, probability is number of item over total outcome. So 2 in 4, 2. 2 in 13, 15. So the answer is 2 over 15. So like that.